Hello, everyone. It's Melissa Faust from stampwithmelissa.com. Welcome to today's live video. It is Tuesday, May 28th, 2024, 5 p.m. Central Time, which is my local time. Actually, it's 5:02. It took me a few extra seconds to get on live today because if you saw over on Instagram, I promised we would talk about it during the live. But I was mentioning I was wearing a shirt that had I call them dangly arms, and they get in the way. And I love those kinds of shirts, but already today I've struggled with it. And it's just not a good recipe for when I craft. So I was like, that's not happening. And I came all the way down here, was getting ready for my live, knocked something over and went, oh my gosh, I forgot to change my shirt. Oh my gosh, right? So I had to go change my shirt. So I'm live 2 minutes late. Sorry, but not sorry, because honestly, it would be a mess to deal with during the live. So hello, everyone. Welcome. All right. It's Tuesday, May 28th. It is it's 5 Central Time. So we are live. If you're watching live or on the replay, please leave a comment, say hello. Let me know you're watching. Today's live is a little bit different. In May, I decided to do what is called a craft along. Lori said she switched. Yeah, I can see. Actually, I can only see 1, 2, 3, 5 comments on my screen, and the top one is Lori on YouTube, and the bottom one is Lori on Facebook. Oh, now you're off. Anyway, hi, Kathleen. You're on vacation. That is so exciting. Are you in New York City? You said New York. I love New York City. Anyway, so craft along today. So several of you ordered the craft along kit early. So this was something I offered at the beginning of May, that you could pre-register and get a class. Now, these are typical classes that I offer every month. So I select products for you, you get it, whatever, but usually I don't have a video component for it. And today I do, because it's also going to be a regular class to go. So it's a little bit of a mix. You can choose to take the class however you want to. So if you registered for the craft along at the beginning of May, all of the packets were shipped out already, and you should have received it already. If you haven't, let me know, but you should have gotten that already. When I sent out that craft along, your packet has shipped email, I gave you the PDF and I told you that I will die cut live tonight with you, but my DSP is already cut. So hopefully you've got your DSP cut, because I'm going to give you the honest truth. I do not remember all of the measurements of the DSP. So I'm not really going to be able to say them live. And I apologize, but you know what? There's so many things in the brain that one thing can't live there, and so it had to move out. Anyway, so if you did not order the craft along, you are absolutely welcome to hang out with us tonight. And if you would like the class kits that we're doing together tonight, you can get that by placing an order in my online store this week. So if you place a $45 order before tax and shipping, actually, let me pop this up on the screen so I don't forget to mention it. If you place a $45 order before tax and shipping this week through this Friday, May 31st, like 11:59 p.m. CDT, okay? If you place that order, you are going to get the 4 card kits that we're making together tonight, and your DSP will be cut. So the people who did the craft along, they got a half pack of the Unbounded Beauty DSP, a full spool of ribbon, and a full pack of the resin dots that was included in their registration, in their kit. So if you are watching and you're going to place an order through me to get the kit, what you're going to get is you're going to get 4 card kits. I will show them to you tonight as we go and make each card. So I'll show them to you. You're going to get access to the PDF, and you're going to get it shipped from me to you, all that good stuff. But you're not going to get the half pack of DSP or those bigger things there. Okay. So you're going to get the DSP that you need already cut for you with your kits. And then if your order goes over $60 before tax and shipping, I'm going to throw in a quarter spool of this beautiful white and silver, or silver and white. I get them silver and white. I get them confused. I call it white and silver sometimes, silver and white, whatever. You get it. This beautiful ribbon, I'm going to give you a quarter spool of this because we do use it on all 4 projects. And then I'll give you a full pack of the resin dots as well if your order goes over $60 before tax and shipping, okay? All righty. So as I mentioned, I'm not going to give measurements live tonight because they don't pay rent. They got to move out. So my dad would love that I said that. It's such a him thing to say. But anyway, but you do get access to the PDF. And then, of course, my incredible crafters team. If several of you ordered the team version of the Craft Along kit, which is the pre-cut cardstock, so you are taking care of your ribbon, your embellishments, and your DSP as well. And then the rest of my team, if you didn't register for the Craft Along, no worries, because you get the PDF for free. So that'll be posted next week. Is the PDF posted yet? Okay, Karen, because I don't remember who all registered beforehand. If you registered for the Craft Along, you have the PDF already. It went out last week, but I don't remember if you did or not. I could check. Let me just check. Why is oh my gosh, I put my phone upside down on my stand, you guys. Let me check and see. You'll probably respond and comment faster than I can find it, but let me just see. Okay, so Karen. Craft Along. Okay. So Karen, you did register ahead of time. So you should have received it last week. It's also the QR code when you got your packet. If you scan that QR code, it will take you there. But if you can't find it, just go ahead and email me and I will send it to you. Okay. So you're all good. But if you didn't order the Craft Along, the PDF is not available yet. So if you did order it, you have it. Or you should have it, I should say. Okay, anyway, let's go ahead and get started because we got stuff to do. Oh, before I start, I do have to say, if you did follow my Instagram story saga of the t-shirt that I was mentioning at the beginning of this video, I did go for a Stampin' Up t-shirt because I just did. So hi, Lene, welcome. All right, so let me flip this so you can see my desktop. So we've got our beautiful annual catalog here. If you go to pages, well, actually, it kind of starts page before. So 52, you can see all these adorable samples. Aren't those absolutely beautiful? Lori, I love the QR codes too, but mostly because it makes it easy for me in case of people who can't find the PDFs. And then I'm like, oh, shoot, I can't find the PDF. So I love the QR codes too, but probably for a slightly different reason. But I am glad to hear that you love them. So, all right, pages 54 and 55, you can see all of the pieces. So because this is my first Craft Along, I wanted to feature our new ink colors. And this is the most perfect suite to do it because that DSP has all 5 of the new ink colors in it. So let me show you these bundles. So we've got the Unbounded Love bundle. This is a $1 Million stamp set by Debbie Moschek. I don't know how you pronounce that. Moczek. Debbie. Thank you, Debbie. And then these beautiful, beautiful dies. Look at how cute these are. So even if you don't want the stamps, don't sleep on those dies, okay? And then we've also got the Flowers of Beauty bundle, which is all the beautiful florals and, of course, another really awesome set of dies. So I'm going to take these out of their plastic sleeves because I am die cutting with you tonight. I do have my stamps mounted already, but the die cutting, we're going to do all of the die cutting together. All of it. That sounded very New York. All of it. Okay, so these are the 4 cards we're going to make together tonight. And I think that they are awesome. They are just so fun. So this one I cased for my friend Judy Tuttle. And I just think that's so cute. And Berry Burst, such a good color with these ink colors. It's not an ink color, but it looks nice. Here's the second card. Let me do it that way. Here's the third card. And finally, here's our 4th card. And this one might be my favorite because it's super simple and super beautiful. And I just really love this card a lot. So, okay, so let's go ahead. We're going to start with this very first Berry Burst card. I feel like I have an accent today, a little bit of an accent. Don't you know? Thanks, Kathleen. All right, so let's take a look at what is in this card kit. So again, if you've got your Craft Along kit, your kit should hopefully look the exact same as mine, and hopefully you've cut your DSP, okay? All right, so we've got a Berry Burst card base. We've got a Berry Burst layer here that was embossed with the, I almost said leaflet. I think it's eyelet, 3D embossing folder. Thank you for sharing. You'll have a piece of basic white that we're going to use for our stamping and die cutting. You'll have a piece of basic white that we're going to use as a layer. And then again, you'll cut this DSP. And I used the Peach Pie and Berry Burst sheet, page, whatever, because, it just matches. So we're going to start with stamping because it's the best way to start. In this very first card, super simple stamping. Okay, so no worries, Kathleen. All right, so we're gonna grab our Berry Burst ink pad, and I am using the Happy Birthday sentiment. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and stamp that. Now, this piece of basic white that you have to stamp on is quite large. You don't need all of the space, so you can go ahead and just take up a little bit. Oh, you know what? I forgot to take this away so that you can see the whole screen. All right, so we've got that. Okay, so I'm going to grab my dies here. Now there's two different dies you could use. Well, there are several different dies you could use, but two that are kind of the same shape. This one does like a little bit of a frame. This one has like a stitched edge with the dots in it. This is the one we're going to use, okay? So it looks like this. So I'm going to use that one to die cut out my sentiment. And then from Flowers of Beauty, we've got this one here, this longer like detailed floral die. We're going to grab that one to do our little leafy floral guy in the background, okay? All right, I've got some Post-it note tape. And we're going to go ahead and die cut these out. This first card, actually they're all pretty simple, but this first card I feel like is super quick to put together. So, okay, let me find, here we go. And if you are doing the craft along with me, I know you're not going to be super typey because you're crafting, or you're welcome, you know, to watch the replay and craft later if you just want to watch the first time. But if you are doing the craft along with me and I'm going like way too fast, let me know. And it, you know, if I'm going just a little bit fast, it's okay because you have access to the replay. So don't hesitate to, you know, go that route as well. But just let me know if I'm like super quick. Because like I said, it's the first time. I have done a few Zooms before, but in my, the virtual retreat that I'm part of, I'm just poking out all the little die cut bits from that. So there's our little shapey. And then here's our sentiment. So cute. I love it. Anyway, so I have a little bit of practice doing it. Oh, Alicia is crafting along. Good. Yes. And I know that, you know, you think like, oh, I'll comment along the way, but there's no way. You don't have time for that. You're crafting. Hello. All right. So let me put this back on the floor and then we're going to go ahead and assemble this card. So I'm going to start with our DSP. I love this piece. The peach pie is so pretty. Add some seal on the back, and we're going to take this basic white layer, and this is going to have a margin on the top, right, and bottoms, okay? Oh my gosh, yes, Lisa noticed, and Mary, I'm seeing it now. I forgot to mention it. I put new plates on. So the plate I had on the bottom was the one I used to have on the top. So that one's not really new, but I have a new plate on the top. You guys noticed. All right. So I'm going to line this piece up though with that left hand side. Okay. So just line that up. So we've got that fun margin on the three sides. And I really like the look of that. And again, that came from my friend Judy Tuttle. She did a card with that. And I thought, oh my gosh, that's the cutest thing. I'm going to make one too. All right. I'm grabbing my liquid glue here. I know I'm a little crazy, but we're going to just add a little bit of liquid glue on the back of this leafy, flowery, detailed guy. Okay, come on. I think this glue is almost out. And as soon as this glue ends, I should say, I'm switching over to this guy. Which Alicia, who's watching, she's on my team. She sent me one of these. So I just squirted some of our Tombow glue into here and I'm going to try it out. But that way I can tell when I'm almost out because sometimes it just doesn't want to come out. And then I squeeze too hard and I get glue everywhere and then I get sticky fingers and nobody likes that. Okay. There's that. All right. Let me pull in my craft mat just because if I don't, then it'll squish out. Okay, so I've got this. I'm just going to go ahead and lay this. You can kind of put it anywhere you want, but it's going to peek over the top and the bottom a little bit of our layer here. And I'm just going to take a block. This is clear block E. And all I'm going to do is just press it on top and press down. And the reason I do that is because if I run my fingers over it to try to get it to stick down, I notice sometimes I kind of bend it and you might rip something. So I just like to use a clear block and it works like magic. So, okay, so we've got that added. Then I'm going to flip this piece over. We're going to grab our sheer ribbon. Okay, and I'm just, you know, measuring not very scientifically. I'm just eyeballing how far across that would need to go. Oh my gosh, Lene, that is so exciting. She said her Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine came today. It's going to be a late night of playing. I love it. I love it. That is so exciting. I'm excited for you. Okay, so we're going to wrap this ribbon all the way around. And I just have it stuck on the back here. Okay, whoops. And I didn't add enough seal right here, so I just have to add a little bit more and stick that down. And what you could also do, if you want to, for extra security, is you can grab some tear and tape or Scotch tape, whatever. And I'm just going to pull a little bit off, and you can just tape it down as well. You don't necessarily need to do the seal and the taping, but, you know, sometimes it's just extra security. All right, let's add some more seal on the back of this basic white piece here. And then we're going to put this on our embossed berry burst layer. Now, again, same thing, similar, same margin on the top and the bottom here. And we're going to butt it all the way up to the left. Okay, so we're going to have that margin on the 3 sides. Go ahead and press that down. It's kind of similar as the block, just flipping it over to press it down. So I don't, you know, move anything that I don't want to move. All right, I'm going to add some seal to the back of our embossed layer. And because it's in embossed layer, I like to add lots of adhesive. And I also like to pick out my little seal bits that get stuck in there. You know, I don't know. I'm weird. You guys know that already, though. I do, Lori. I already designed June. So Lori asked if I plan to do a craft along every month. Yes, June's is designed. It's one of the classes I worked on over the weekend. And that registration for the pre-kit is going to come out on Monday. So yes, I do plan. Right now, my plan is to do a craft along. The last Tuesday of every month will be the craft along video. So yes, I'm loving it so far. I mean, I know it's my first one, but I love it. All right, so we've got our happy birthday here that we got to add on. So I'm going to, of course, add some dimensionals. Don't you dare think that I wasn't going to add dimensionals, because I might be a little weird, but I'm not crazy. All right, we're going to peel off the backings of our dimensionals here on our sentiment. And then go ahead and lay that. Now I'm going to kind of line it up so it's splitting that ribbon right here, but I'm going to peek it off over the side, okay? But you can place it wherever you'd like, but I like that. And then I'm just going to grab a little bit more ribbon, maybe 7-ish inches, but it's going to get trimmed down from there. And I'm just going to feed that through underneath here, our pre-existing ribbon. Okay, we're going to slide it down. Oh, it's stuck on that die cut. There we go. And I'm just going to tie a knot. Okay, and then I'm going to trim it down a little bit. So you could also tie a bow if you want. Super, super beautiful. I loved this ribbon because it just goes with all the colors. I love it. All right, then we're going to grab our resin dots, and we're going to use the peach pie ones. So we're going to take one big one and one little one. Now, because these are going on our embossed layer, just a word to the wise, press them down so they don't stick up too much. I maybe lost one on this card and had to add a new one. I have not found the old one, so we'll see if it turns up. Anyway, because I put it on one of the embossed little flowers and it disappeared. So anyway, all right, there's card number 1. I love, love, love this one. I think it's so much fun. So let's go to card number 2. Now this card, I am making a sympathy card. And the reason is because I hate making sympathy cards when I need to. Does that make sense? So like, I'm never like, oh yes, I get to go make a sympathy card. Do you know what I mean? So I like to have them on hand instead, because it's just, I don't know. You know, so anyway, all that to say, if you don't need a sympathy card, there are a lot of other sentiments you could swap that out for. So, okay, card number 2, we've got Summer Splash card base. We've got a basic white layer. This is going to be for our stamping and our die cutting. We've got some of that DSP, that really fun Summer Splash pattern with the flowers kind of built into it. There's the other side, which funny enough, we're going to use on the card right here. So we've got that second piece of DSP here. So if you want to, you could switch these patterns, totally up to you. And then we've got a layer of basic white that this DSP is going to mount on, okay? So we're gonna start with stamping because that's always the best place to start. I've got my Berry Burst ink pad first. We're gonna grab that with Sympathy stamp and stamp that down, okay? And now here's the fun. We're gonna pull out that messy scrap paper. Let me grab it out here. And you guys, I promise this is not a new piece. I just flipped it inside out. It looks so much cleaner, doesn't it? You're going to be used to seeing this side. Wow, right? And then I was like, you know what? I should maybe flip it and use a cleaner side. Oh my gosh, Alicia got her inside done too. Wow. Overachieving. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so then we've got these two floral stamps. These are both from, or not floral, these are the leaf stamps, both from Flowers of Beauty. So we've got one that's kind of a filler here, and then one that's more of an outline. So I'm going to start with the one that's an outline and my Summer Splash ink pad. Okay, and I like to start with the darker color because we're going to do some stamping off. So I start with the dark one first because then you can see better when you go to align the lighter color. So I stamped that outline first, then we've got the filler. I'm going to stamp off and then I'm going to angle this and I'm going to get my head in the way. I'm so sorry, but you know, I'm just trying to get it lined up. And that looks good enough to me. Might be slightly off, but you know. Lori's challenging you, Alicia. You got to do your envelope too. All right, so it's a little off, but you know what? It's handmade, so it's beautiful. All right, so we've got that done. We're going to do the same kind of technique now with the flowers. So we've got this filler image here, and then we've got this outline image here, and we're going to use Pretty in Pink because it's beautiful. It's pretty in pink, right? I love Pretty in Pink because it's like my team color. So I just think it's the cutest. Okay, so we're going to stamp the kind of, these are like more of the insides, not so much like an outline. It's more of the insides. Okay, and then we've got that filler, so we'll stamp that off and then just get that lined up. Now these ones are a little bit easier to see because, you know, you've got the inside of the flower, so these just go on the outside. You follow? You get me. All right, so we've got those. We can go ahead and die cut these now. So let me grab from our Flowers of Beauty bundle. We're going to use this one that die cuts out that leaf image. And then we're going to grab this one, which die cuts out the flower. Now, word to the wise, this one you can see the flowers. This is going to align with your stamped image, but you can see the outline here. It's going to create, what is this, 6 different flowers. So just keep that in mind when you die cut it because you don't want them to fly all over the place. All right, and then this die right here, this one has become one of my favorites. It's kind of like a fun oval die with like a corner. I don't know. It's kind of cool. I like this one. So this is the one we're going to use for the sentiment. Okay, so we can go ahead and line these up here. I stamped my sentiment a little crooked, so I got to get this lined up a little crooked. Not to fear, we got it. Okay. And then we need more Post-it note tape. And we'll grab a couple pieces here. Get these all lined up. I love these sets too because you can make just really beautiful cards with like not a lot of over the topness. Does that make sense? You don't have to do like a bunch of crazy stuff with it, but the cards turn out to be so beautiful, especially when you pair it with the DSP. And it's a really great way to play with all those in colors too. So, all right, so we've got those ready. Let me grab my machine. See, here's my shiny new plates. Aw, everyone can say aw. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and die cut these out. Actually, I was down here crafting last night and I thought, oh my gosh, I'm live tomorrow. And I said I was going to change my plates. So I did it right away. Anyway, I knew Mary would notice if she was on. All right. So we've got our sentiment. I love, love, love that die. And we've got our leaf here. So cute. Love it. And then we've got all of our flowers. So there's one, and the rest of them stayed on my plate there. So I'm just going to drop them. Okay. And all right. Let me move this. Okay, so I'm really debating in my head if I want to swap these DSPs like I told you you could do. I think we'll just stick with what we have. All right, so we're going to take this Summer Splash. Wait, let me just eyeball it. Should we do it? You guys tell me. It is kind of like having a new pair of shoes. You guys tell me, should we flip them? I think we're gonna. If you're doing the craft along, you can decide which ones, okay? But I think I'm gonna flip them just for fun, just because we can. Okay, so I am adding some seal to the back of our DSP. Oh my gosh, I feel like a rebel. Like I literally feel like I'm breaking the rules right now. Isn't that ridiculous? I made the card. I can do whatever I want with it. And I feel like I'm like gonna go to the principal's office. I'm like breaking all the rules. Anyway, you do whatever you want. You can use whatever pattern too. Yes, I thought so too, Anne. I think you can see the flowers better, but we'll find out for sure. Okay, so this smaller piece of DSP, I am layering onto our basic white piece. Okay, then we're going to grab the dimensionals and stick these on the back of that basic white layer here. Okay, peel off our backings. Excuse me. Okay, and then we'll layer this onto the center of our card front. I really think it's beautiful either way. I love the way the DSP blends with the Summer Splash, but I also think that it looks really fun like this. So it's really up to you, whichever way you want to do it. Yes, you guys are excited about it flipping. I know, I'm glad. Okay, so then I've got my silicone craft mat. We're going to grab that leaf here, and then we're going to grab all of these flowers. Maybe if I can pick them up. I cannot pick this sentiment up, and they're all hiding. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to flip these flowers over. Geez, I cannot pick anything up. Flip these flowers over on that silicone mat. I'm missing one. Where did it go? Who knows? Okay, we're missing one, but it's okay. It'll show up eventually, right? Probably. Okay, I'm just adding some seal on the back of these. Now, honestly, you could just do it with your liquid glue. But you know, if I can use seal, I'm going to use seal. Summer Splash is such a fun color. I think so too. And then just kind of no rhyme or reason, just stick these pretty and pink flowers onto our leaf here. Wherever you feel like it. So, and you don't have to use all of them either. Use as many as you want. Maybe like that. And one more down here. And really, I think there's supposed to be another one. Yeah, I don't know where it is. Oh, well. Okay, so we've got those all added. Then we're going to add dimensionals to the back of our flower. Or our stamped leaf and flower. Peel off the backings. And then I'm going to stick this down onto our card over kind of on the left-hand side there. So the Summer Splash does kind of blend in with that DSP, but you know, you pick, you decide, you do you. All right, now this sentiment, I don't know why I did this, but I kind of liked the look of it. I'm going to chop off this side over here. So it's actually the left-hand side. I'm just flipping it in my trimmer. And I'm going to make it a straight edge like that. Kind of fun. So let's go ahead. Oh, Debbie's on. Hi, Debbie. Welcome. All right, so let's go ahead. We're going to add some dimensionals. I'm going to put one on our rounded edge still, and then I'm going to put one down on my DSP right here because I know that that label is going to go on it. Okay, and then we'll just stick that down. So cute, just like that. Okay, grab our ribbon and tie a bow if we can. We got it, we got it. There we go. I love this ribbon because it makes really, really beautiful bows. I love it. Okay. Ah, except when you can't cut the tail all the way. My thing was stuck. Wow, that's a very angled tail. You see that? Let's shorten that a little. Okay, like that. That looks good. Whoops. Oh my gosh. I'm talking about how much I love this ribbon, and then I'm just like destroying it. Okay, so let me grab my glue dots here. We're going to add our ribbon onto our glue dot. Okay, pick it up, and I'm going to add it right on that top left corner of our sentiment here. So cute. I love that. I love, love, love it. Okay, and then we're going to finish off with some Petunia Pop resin dots. So I'm going to put one right here and one right here. I really love the look of the matte dots. Oh my gosh, look what just turned up, our other flower. Too late. Anyway, so there's our second card. Isn't that one really fun too? I think that's just really fun. And look, both of those bows look a little bit different from each other, but they're both really nice bows. So anyway, there's the different cards too. I think I kind of like this one though, the original. I don't know. You have to tell me this or that. Okay, so let's go to card number 3. This one is really fun and beautiful as well. And let's take a look at that card kit. How are the craft-alongers doing? Are you caught up? I'm going to take a quick drink. I went to McDonald's today and got my frozen Coke. It's a treat. I love it. So yeah, I'm just finishing it. All right, so this one, we've got a thick basic white card base. We've got a pretty in pink layer. We've got a piece of that DSP, again, that you'll pre-cut there. Here's the other side. So that side would be beautiful as well if you wanted to feature that. We've got some Summer Splash cardstock that we're going to die cut from. We've got a little piece of pretty in pink that we're going to stamp and die cut from. And we've got a die cut rectangle from the Nested Essential dies that we're going to stamp on. So I know, it's just better, right? Lisa says she's a Coca-holic from McDonald's. It just tastes better. And their frozen Cokes are just so good. All right, so I'm going to start with my pretty in pink ink. And we've got these fun floral images here. So again, we've got that outline image and our filler image. So we're going to start, oh, that was loud, sorry. We're going to start with that outline image, and I'm just going to stamp one in the top right corner and one in the bottom left corner. Okay, then we're going to take that filler, stamp it off, and then stamp that down. Now, I am going to tell you when I'm stamping these, this petal right here is kind of like pointy, so that's what I'm looking for to line it up. I found that to be my easiest, like, automatic, oh yeah, that's the right way, you know? So, and of course on this bottom one, it wasn't there, but it worked out. All right, so we've got that stamped. Close up our pretty in pink, and then we'll pull back in Berry Burst. Okay, and then we've got these smaller flowers. Same thing, outline and filler, and we're going to start with that outline stamp. And you can add as many of these as you want, but I'm going to do just a couple. So 1, 2, and then 3. And these, I did kind of stamp over the pretty in pink a little bit. Up to you if you want to do that. Okay, and then we're going to stamp that filler image. And I got to get my head over it to see, so I apologize. And just keep twisting it till it looks right. That's my tip on this one. You could tell some of the leaves are like bigger than the other ones, so you just have to keep like flipping it around. There we go. Flip it around until it looks like, oh, that totally didn't fit, or else I stamped it wrong, but it's okay. Nobody's gonna know except you because you're watching. All right, and then while I have the Berry Burst ink out, we've got Have a Blessed Day sentiment. And I'm going to stamp that on that little pretty in pink scrap. Okay, we'll close up our ink pad, grab our pieces here, and we're going to go ahead and die cut. So for our sentiment, we've got this oval stamp that I really love, right? Inside, we've got this one that kind of has like those little notches on the end. So that is the die that I'm going to use. Okay, and then this leaf right here. So you've got the larger one, you've got the smaller-ish one. We're going to use the smaller-ish one to die cut out of Summer Splash. So let's go ahead and add some Post-it note tape to this sentiment. And you can kind of see with this sentiment, it's just gonna, those notches are gonna line up just perfectly here. So you can kind of eyeball it to make sure it's straight, which is really nice. Okay, so let me pull in my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, the big guy. All right, and we're gonna die cut these out. Now, full disclosure, this is gonna have lots of bits. So I'm actually gonna use my dryer sheet technique. So I've had a lot of people ask me how to do this technique, and I've explained the sandwich before, but I don't know that I've ever actually shown it. So I've got my plate ready to go. So normally I would just do that, right? But instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a dryer sheet and set that down first, put my cardstock and my die on it. We'll put this guy over here and I'll show you the magic. Okay. Now these are just cheap unscented dryer sheets. Somebody asked once if they could use a used one. I honestly have never tried it because the ones I use for my actual laundry are scented. The ones I use for this are unscented. I don't think I could, I don't really like smells very much, if that makes sense. So I don't think I could handle that. So I don't know, but you could try it. Okay, so I've got the die. The die is all nice and clean. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is pick this up. And, well, you can do it either way. I'm just going to pull that back and grab my die cut piece here. Okay, I'll lay it down so you can see. And it came out and all those little bits stayed on the dryer sheet. So now I can just go ahead and get rid of that dryer sheet. Now you could use the dryer sheet a few times. I wouldn't run another die over the same spot you've already run a die. They will eventually start cutting through the dryer sheet. But like I said, my box is just a really cheap box from Target. And it came with like 100 and it's already probably been like 2 years that I've had it. So I just disposed of that one. So, okay. I hope that helps though. All right, let's go ahead. We're going to start assembling. So first up, we're going to take this piece of DSP, pick whichever side you want. I know the dryer sheet does work really, really nice. So whichever side you want of those longer sides, and we're going to tear it. We're really going to rip it. Okay, so you can see I just started it a little bit right here. You can see it's maybe a 1/4 of an inch in or so, and I'm just going to rip down the side. And I'm using my left hand here to kind of guide it so that it doesn't accidentally rip too far. But just go little by little so you can kind of control where your rip goes. Okay. And then we've got a fun little texture there with a cool little rip down the side. Isn't that fun? And because of the DSP, when it peels back, you can kind of see that white core in there, which I think is really cool. So, oh, Catherine, you also use dryer sheets. I love it. They're just so nice. They make it so easy when you do a lot of detailed die cutting. And with like the everyday detail dies and the Spotlight on Nature dies, they really come in handy because those have little bits in them too. All right, so I just added some seal to the back and then I laid this on our Pretty in Pink layer. Oh, Anne says it looks lacy. I like that. I laid it on that Pretty in Pink layer with the same margin on the bottom, left, and top sides, okay? So we've got this wider Pretty in Pink space over to the right, okay? All right, so then I'm gonna flip this, add some seal to the back of Pretty in Pink layer. And we'll go ahead and add that to our card front, centering that on the card front, okay? And then I'm going to go ahead and fold and burnish my card. All righty, so we've got that, okay? Then we're going to go to our ribbon. Now, I think in the PDF I told you how much ribbon. I don't remember what I said, but we want a lot of ribbon, so I'm just going to eyeball this. We're going to go like this, and that's like half. So I want it to be like this long, you know, math. I can tell you how long this is though. This is about want to say I told you to do it like 21-ish inches, but yeah, 20-ish inches or so. Okay, so we've got a long piece of ribbon. I'm going to do a faux bow. So I'm just going to make like a little X here. X marks the spot right on my DSP. So you can see that shiny. Okay, we're going to grab that ribbon we just cut. I'm going to grab the two ends and loop the bottom. Okay, and we can go ahead and stick that. Let's see, we want to go this way. So I'm going to stick that right onto the seal. And then we're just going to go ahead and loop this. So it's going to look like we tied a bow. If you want to tie a bow, you absolutely could. This ribbon is very thin, so it would work really well if you tied an actual bow. It wouldn't be very bulky. So you could do that. And then I'm just going to use some tear and tape just to reinforce that that ribbon stays there. And this is going to get covered by our die cut. So we've got that. And then I'm just going to trim off the ends a little. Now it's ribbon, so I don't care too much if it goes off the side of my card because it can fold in the envelope. So, all right, we've got that. Let's go ahead and I'm going to grab my silicone mat back out just in case we have some problems with adhesive. So we are going to add some liquid glue to the back of this Summer Splash die cut. Okay. And just a little bit here and there, kind of in those wider spots. You can see is where I'm going because I'm not a big liquid glue user. I love my tape. So, all right, and then I'm just going to go ahead and lay this down onto our little piece here. Same tip as with our first card. I'm just going to grab that block and set it down on top just to kind of help adhere this down, but where I don't accidentally rip something. Okay. All right. So you can see this one keeps popping up. That's okay. It's going to get stuck down with that sentiment. So it's all good. Okay. We're going to flip this over and add some dimensionals on the back. Again, this ribbon is really thin. So if the dimensionals do go over the ribbon, it's not going to create a really like bumpy, you know, it's still going to be pretty flat across. So I wouldn't worry about that too much. But you can see it does want to pop up, so we can kind of push it down with our fingers. And then I'm just going to center this on our card. Like that. So cute. And then take that sentiment. I don't think I put that on straight. It's okay. It's good. It's not super straight, but it's all good. So add some dimensionals on the back of your sentiment here. And peel off the backings, and then we're going to go ahead and put this right on the center of that die cut piece here. Super cute. I love that. All right, then to finish off, we're going to add our Summer Splash resin dots. So we're going to add one big one on the left corner, bottom left, one little one right by it, and then big or little, your choice, up here on the right above that ribbon. So that is our third card. How are things going? Are you guys still keeping up? You doing good? I know that Alicia is crafting along, so hopefully I'm not going too fast. So there is our third card already. All right, let's go to card number 4. This one might just be my favorite because it features Basic Beige. Now, Basic Beige is not a new in color, but it is a new color, and I love it so much. I think I ordered five packs of it, like when the new catalog came out, and I'm down to 2 now. So you can tell I really love Basic Beige. All right, so let's take a look at this card kit here. So we've got, of course, a Basic Beige card base because we can't not. You're getting to play with every single new in color and Basic Beige in this craft along / Clastico kit. So, oh, and you love the beige too. I know. Yeah, Tammy, I agree too. I didn't know that. I was like, oh, we got a new beige. Okay, whatever. And now I'm like going for it all the time, which is funny because I should actually compare it to Sahara Sand, which is a color we had a few years ago. And I never used Sahara Sand. So I'm a little bit surprised, but I just have loved it. So anyway, we've got a Basic Beige card base. We've got a basic beige layer that we're going to do just a little bit of stamping on. We've got some glimmer paper here. This is in Shy Shamrock, so that's one of our new in colors as well. Actually, we hadn't used this color yet in these cards, so we had to bring it in, of course. You're going to have a little strip here of that DSP. Okay, so we've got this Petunia Pop stripy pattern, and then you'll have some basic white to do some stamping and die cutting on. So let's start with stamping. We're going to grab this basic beige layer first. And actually, we're going to use our basic beige ink as well. And I am going to grab our leafy image that we used on our second card. This is the one that did the outline. And we're going to clean this off because we used it in Summer Splash before, but we're going to use it in basic beige now, okay? Now, this is totally optional. You don't have to add this piece in, but I do really love the look of it. I think it just kind of adds a little bit more interest. So we're going to ink up this image in basic beige, and then I'm just stamping it on the left-hand side here of our basic beige layer. Okay, so close that up and move that out of the way. And then we're going to grab this basic white piece. Okay, we'll start with Berry Burst again. Now, Berry Burst and Petunia Pop, either would be a great option. You know what's actually funny? I just told you about how much I've used basic beige. I made my team swap cards yesterday, and I opened Shy Shamrock for the first time, my cardstock. I could not believe that it was the first time. I was like, I literally did that to myself. I was like, what? How have I not opened this yet? I don't know. I'm just a little crazy. So, all right, Pretty in Pink. We're going to bring back Pretty in Pink. And we're going to bring back those same flowers that we used in the second card. We're going to use them in the same color, so we don't need to clean those. Okay, so we'll just stamp down that filler, or I'm sorry, the inside floral bit. Grab my messy scrap paper. Okay, ink up that outline. Sorry if I'm off camera, but you're going to stamp that off and then stamp down over our flowers there. Super beautiful. Close up Pretty in Pink here. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and die cut these out. So same thing here. We're going to grab that floral image that die cuts all the little bits out. Okay. And I'm just going to stick that down with my Post-it note tape. Get it lined up good first. And maybe use 2 pieces. Okay, and then here we've got this fun circle. There's 2 sizes, so we're going to use the larger one. Okay, and again, I'm going to tape that down with my Post-it note tape. I love this sentiment. You're a true blessing. Such a sweet sentiment. And then this set here with all of our dies, or our frames, I mean, also has these 2 leaf dies. So we're going to use these ones because they're smaller. Okay, and we're going to die cut those out of the basic white as well. So let me grab my machine. Lene, you should come over and die cut for me since you got your new machine. Just kidding. All right, so let's go ahead. We're going to add these down again. Actually, you know what? I totally forgot. We have one more thing to die cut. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab another dryer sheet. And of course, dryer sheet is optional. You do not need that. And I'm going to line it up like this. And just put the edge, well, maybe we'll go like, okay, we'll just have to be partially on it. Okay, so we're going to put these 2 little leafies down. I almost said leaves. Then we've got that Shy Shamrock piece here. We're going to lay this onto our dryer sheet as well. Because I forgot, we're going to die cut out this piece right here. So this one we did on our 3rd card. Oh, good, Lene would love to. And we're going to die cut this out as well. So I am going to use that dryer sheet again. Okay. And we'll go ahead and die cut these through. I'm glad I remembered to die cut that. I would have been like, oh my gosh, Melissa, you know, total face palm. If I went, wait, I didn't die cut that. All right, let me pull this back this way so you can see. We've got our little leafy guys. And I'm just tacking these back down onto my magnetic sheet. Then we've got this guy here. And we can go ahead and peel him up. How fun would this be too? You could use just this on a card. I think that would be really beautiful. Okay, and let me grab this. So see, this one did not get all of them out, but it got most of them out. And that's pretty good to me because those last few just poked out real easy. So there's our beautiful Shy Shamrock piece. Okay, and then we've got these guys here. So hold on. Got to peel off that Post-it note tape. Just giving you guys time to catch up. The people who are crafting along. You have lots of time to catch up because I'm taking my time. And then we've got our beautiful sentiment in our circle here. Okay, and we've got our little floral images. So we'll grab those because some of them were part of that die cut, so they got stuck. So you can see sometimes that die does cut through the dryer vent, so you can just peel it apart. Whoops, flung some scraps. All right, then we've got these two little basic white detailed dies. And I don't tug too hard because they are stuck to that dryer sheet, so you don't want to tug it or you might rip it. Okay, and there's that one. So there are a little bit of scrappy bits around, but that's okay, we can clean them. All right, let's move this out of the way. And we'll grab these little bits and dispose of them. And then we'll go ahead and start assembling this card. And I just love this one. All right, let's move all the bits. We've got our basic beige piece. I almost said basic white. I'm going to add some seal to the back of this layer. The one thing I have noticed with basic beige though is if you push too hard with your seal, it rips. It's easily rippable, so go very light with your seal. Okay. Like I'm not pushing down at all. There we go, because I don't want it to rip again. And we're going to layer this onto our card front. Okay, just like that. Go ahead and fold and burnish. Oh, I knew I had something on my finger. It's part of the basic beige. How funny is that? I could feel it, but I thought I was just nuts. Guess not. Okay, so then we've got our DSP strip. I'm going to grab my snips here, and I'm just going to angle one edge slightly. And you can make that as you know, what's the word? Steep or flat. You don't have to cut it at all if you don't want to, but I'm going to lay this down onto our card front. So I'm going to add some seal to the back and then layer this. Okay, just like that. And then we're going to add in our all our die cut pieces. So let me grab that silicone mat out again, just in case, you know, case of mess. And we're going to start with that Shy Shamrock die cut. I actually feel like there are pieces of this that are wide enough that you could definitely use seal, but it's okay. We'll stick with our liquid glue, I guess, if we have to. Anyway, so just add some liquid glue here, and I'm going to tack this down. So we've got that basic beige leaf here that we stamped, and we're just going to kind of lay this similar. So it's not covering the whole thing, but it is going across it. Use that stamp again to hold that down. Okay, and then we're going to grab our little flowers, and I'm just flipping them over. We're missing one again. Oh my gosh, every time. Oh well. All right, so we've got our little flowers, but before I add adhesive to these and add them, I'm actually going to go ahead and flip over my sentiment, and I'm just going to add one dimensional in the center. Now it's a pretty small space, so it doesn't really need a lot of dimension, but I just added one in the center here because we're going to sneak some things underneath it, okay? And we're just going to stick that down right onto our card. All right, so then what we can do is, actually, let's add these first. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take these leaves. Can you tell I'm debating? These basic white leaves. I'm going to stick them onto a glue dot, just the edge of it. Can you see that? So flowers are at hand, upper left. Oh my gosh. Thanks, Han. They were like so obvious too. I don't know how I missed it. Thanks, Anne. All right, so then we're going to sneak this underneath that sentiment, okay? And it's got that glue dot that's going to hold it down. Same thing. So that was the double leaf one. Then we've got our single leaf one. That is so funny. You know what's that the other card where I lost it? It was literally like right here. But I swear it wasn't there the whole time. But maybe it was. Who knows? All right. So same thing. We've got a glue dot on our single leaf here, and we're going to go on the upper part and tack that down. Okay. All right. So we've got that. Let's go ahead. Then I'm going to add some seal. Whoa. Add some seal to the back of our little flower pieces and get them stuck. So this one's going down first because it's stuck to my finger. And this one probably will have to also. So we'll put that one there. And we're just going to add these. Now, I wanted to add these on later so that we could add them to those basic white flowers, but also so they didn't get super covered up by our sentiment, okay? So just kind of add them wherever you want. And again, you don't have to use all of them. We'll just add a couple, maybe even like over here. Cute, just like that, okay? And then we're going to take our ribbon again. We're going to tie a pretty bow. I have to concentrate. And beautiful. I just love, love, love like the bows you make with this stuff. If you're not a great bow maker and you want practice, use this ribbon. It's so nice. So forgiving. I love it. Anne does that all the time. I don't know where I was looking. Or rather not looking. All right, we're going to stick that bow down onto a glue dot and pick that up. And then same thing here, we're going to add it up on kind of the upper left of our sentiment here, okay? And I'm just going to trim down this tail a little bit more. Just like that. Beautiful. Okay, let's finish this one off with some resin dots. And we are going to use Shy Shamrock this time so that matches our glimmer paper. So I've got one big one there and one little one right next to it. And that is our fourth and final card. So that is that. That is our last card. So thank you everyone for joining me tonight. Let me bring in all of the cards we made tonight. So we've got, I'll bring in one of each. Okay. All right, so these are the 4 cards we made together. If you crafted along, I hope you had so much fun. I did. So hopefully you've got some beautiful cards. And if you'd like to share a picture of your cards, you are welcome to do that over in my Facebook group as well. So just look up Stamp with Melissa, a group to share and connect on Facebook, and you should find it. So I'd love to see what you made, especially if you changed something up, if you flipped some DSP or something, I'd love to see it. So if you did not order the craft along, just a reminder, if you would like the card kits to make one of each of these cards at home, you can go ahead and place an order of anything you want in my online store through this Friday, May 31st at 11:59 p.m. Central Time. A $45 order before tax and shipping will get you the supplies to make one of each of these cards as a free thank you gift from me. So those will ship out next Tuesday, June 4th. If you go over $60 before tax and shipping, you are going to get a quarter spool of this ribbon as an additional gift. So you saw we use this ribbon on all of the cards tonight. And you're also going to get a full pack of the in color resin dots. So these are the 5 new in colors, super beautiful. And I just love the matte dots. I love them so much. They always tend to be my favorite whenever we have them. So these cards they're just beautiful. I love the new in colors so much. So what else was I going to tell you? I don't remember. Oh, I do remember now. If you are placing your order, make sure you use this host code that you see on the screen here, MTV6QJGB. You do not need to remember that. You can just click the link in the description of this video. Whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, it has it embedded in there. But that code tells me that you want the class kits. If your order does go over $150, you can take the code out because you're going to redeem free stuff from Stampin' Up. So I want you to get the freebies then, okay? All right. So thanks everyone so much for watching. Again, if you did that craft along, thank you so much for participating in my first one, for believing in me. That's always like, you know, kind of just like heartwarming and just, it gives me the warm fuzzies. So anyway, I'm not too sentimental of a person, so now I need to move on because otherwise I'll be like, oh. Anyway, all right. Thank you, everyone. And I will catch you next month. I'll catch you in June. And as I did mention earlier, if you did participate in the craft along and you're like, okay, when's the next one? June's craft along registration opens next week. So get excited for that. Those cards are going to be epic. I love them. I just designed them this past weekend. So, all right. Thanks so much. I'm going to leave for real now. I'll catch you later. Bye for now.